When talking about KPIs for logistics companies, especially on the operations side, I think, of course, the fundamental is having a way to measure profit, how much money a person is contributing to your company. But I think what's even more important than that, what's fundamental, is having a way to measure the quality of the work that they're putting in. So how much is a person contributing to your company in the long game? I can have, for example, a carrier sales who is booking a lot of loads, and that person is also having amazing profit. But then how many of those loads actually go through, right? How efficient they are. I would rather have a carrier sales that has better relationships with my carriers than another one that maybe sells a little bit more. Then it's the same for other roles that are traditionally a little bit more difficult to measure. For example, track and trace. You could measure the contacts, how many people they are calling. But then how do you measure the quality of work? What you do is, for example, measure how many carriers actually reply to their contacts and how engaged they feel. So there is a lot of ways to implement these metrics. You could have it built in where you know what loads are actually not going through, but you can also see for the track and trace reps how satisfied are the carriers with their service. So I think in general you can have traditional sense performance, but it's even more important that to actually have some sort of quality based and measured performance.
Not measuring KPIs or measuring them poorly is like moving blindfolded. You might know what your goals are, but if you do not measure if your efforts are generating any positive results, it is the same as not knowing if you're going in the right direction or not. Plus, having clear KPIs will allow you to make adjustments if needed and guide your team better. Consider following these 4 steps when establishing goals. First, assess your current status and your desired status, your goals. Making sure you know what your current weaknesses and strengths are is key to accomplish those goals. I would recommend starting with Hubtek's overall business assessment service to have a comprehensive understanding of your status. Secondly, do not try to approach those goals as one big unclear project. Once you have the results of your assessment, define how to fulfill that goal by dividing it into smaller KPIs with clear deadlines. Having a coach helping you and your team with the definition of those goals and KPIs can be helpful too. Once more, contact our team, we can help you with that. Thirdly, distribute the fulfilling of those KPIs among your departments or team members. Here is where communication among your team will be key. Get their feedback to create KPIs according to what they can do best. Lastly, schedule a KPI revision time to keep track of the advance and identifying factors that can become issues. To avoid existing issues being hidden, this should be a problem-solving oriented meeting, not a blaming distribution meeting. A positive environment where they can get support in case they need it is key here. I'm a big fan of KPIs and the measurement of progress. The effectiveness and the speed of the accomplishment of goals are beyond description when you just coordinate efforts internally.
KPIs are crucial for any position because it is true what they said. What you cannot measure, you cannot control. As a sales leader, I think that KPIs are even more critical because they ensure that leaders have a clear view of where the business is heading. Choosing the right KPIs is very important. I personally think that you cannot only measure results, but you also have to measure activity and performance. In that way, you're going to have a motivated team that knows that you're looking at what they are doing. The type of KPIs that you implement for your company and your sales team can be very different based on the type of company that you have or that you're working for, the type of commodity that you're selling. But there are some basic KPIs in sales that you can implement. In terms of results, you can measure the sales per each rep, the product performance, the average conversion, also the expansion on new accounts and existing accounts. And now on the performance and activity side, you can measure the volume of calls, the number of demos that the rep performs. You can also measure the amount of open opportunities, sales opportunities. So the KPIs will depend on your type of company, but definitely having a good set of KPIs is going to help you be very successful.